Well, in business tonight, Tourism Minister Kerry Simmons says despite criticism of new taxes on the tourism sector as part of ongoing economic measures put in place by government, the results since then are proving that the Barbados market has been able to overcome any initial fallout.
I have weathered a little bit of a storm since coming to the chair of the Ministry of Tourism, and at every turn one was told that it was impossible to ride out a situation in which, because we had no alternatives, we had to make things a little bit more expensive by way of taxation on the tourism sector. And the naysayers notwithstanding and the prophets of doom and gloom notwithstanding, we are today in a position where we are happy to report that there has been a demonstrated elasticity of demand insofar as Barbados's market is concerned for tourism, and that American Airlines continues to expand their flights into the country.
In other news, One Caribbean Media Limited, the parent company of the Nation newspaper and Starcom network, has reported a decline in revenue and net profit before tax in its most recently released consolidated unaudited results for the third quarter ended September 30th, 2018. In his statement on the results, Chairman Faris Hossain said the OCM Group reported revenues of $42.5 million, and this was down from $48.1 million in the previous year. Additionally, net profit before tax of $5.7 million was recorded compared to $8.3 million in the previous year. It was noted that the results included costs associated with ongoing restructuring. Meanwhile, the chairman said while they are cautiously optimistic that the Trinidad economy may show signs of recovery, the economic challenges in Barbados continue. Well, it's time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
In Jamaica, Indies Pharma Jamaica Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 126,444 units. In Trinidad and Tobago, First Caribbean International Bank Limited was the volume leader with 94,930 shares changing hands, all for a value of $799,005.90. And here in Barbados, Goddard Enterprises Limited was the sole security trading 23,824 shares at $3.88 each. Minding your business with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter. Tonight on Minding Your Business, we look at the job of the mechanic. Angus Wood has been operating A&A Auto World in the Grisette's Industrial Park for the last 19 years. But he has been a mechanic for much longer. Make that more than 4 decades. Born in Barbados, Mr. Wood moved to England as a young boy, where he spent most of his life and became certified as a mechanic before opting to return home about 20 years ago. He says the profession has definitely changed over the years.
In my time, when I did my apprenticeship, I could tell whether it was a BMC, or whether it was a Vauxhall or Ford. By the tone of the engine, I could say, oh, that's a Bedford truck coming over, that's an Austin truck. But today, to identify a vehicle like that is extremely difficult. And today you don't have to have the ear like once upon a time. You would listen, okay, yes, that is probably the problem. This is wrong. It is all electronics now. So if you're not up to date with the electrical system, you're in trouble.
Now, vehicles do suffer from wear and tear, and this is why maintenance is critical. He says owners should get a routine check every 4 months or every 7,000 kilometers.
The basic checks, the average female would depend on a male to do that for her. But it is not a difficult task, checking the basic things, oil, water, even the tire pressure. That can save you so much time. It can reduce your maintenance costs. There's so many things that it has an advantage, because if you let the thing run out of oil, you have to buy an engine. If the tire goes lower there, you have a flat. And of course, then we have to stop to assist you on the flat tire. So to avoid all these unnecessary things, I suggest once or even twice a month, every 2 weeks, Sunday morning you wake up, you check the levels. 5 minutes and you're done. The tires, you go to the petrol station or the gas station, the machines are there, 5 minutes. Do you know how many times I've seen women on the road with flat tires?
But they could have picked up a puncture somewhere along the line.
Yes, I've seen cars driving with one tire highly inflated and the other one getting ready to go to pieces. I have seen that. And unfortunately...
Most of the time it's women. I think it's time for us to end this interview now.
And as they say, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. But after some persuasion, I calmed myself down and even got a little lesson.
Time to put all I've learned to the test now. So, take it out, wipe it, put it back in, push it down.
All the way. Good.
And make sure I can get a good reading now.
Bring it up. Beautiful.
And look at it.
Lovely.
I'm in business?
You're in business.
I can get a job?
You can start it from Monday.
Oh, good stuff.
And it is Mr. Wood's key eye for detail that has seen him build up a vast clientele, which includes both private and commercial customers. He says he believes in exceptional customer service, especially delivering vehicles at the agreed time.
Well, I do not take on more than I can manage. I know we normally book me. We can do 3 cars, 4 cars, that's what I do. There's no point having 1,000 cars in here, and at the end of the day, I achieve nothing. So most of the companies that I work for, their vehicles, they're basket and hose. If they don't have the vehicles, they cannot deliver goods on time. And if the managers don't have the vehicles to go to do sales, they're in trouble. So we have a tight schedule as far as being punctual. It's a family affair. It's business, yet still it's a personal thing. I've had instances where people would buy a vehicle and I would recommend the person who's buying it, would you ask the seller to bring the vehicle to me so I can have a look at it? And if there's any reluctance, then I say, don't buy it. It's something to hide. But that's the kind of relationship I have with my clients.
Now, to ensure that customer service level is maintained, a very strict cell phone policy is in place.
In this particular business, any engineering machinery or worker cannot be using his or her cell phone while performing certain duties. People's lives depend on your judgment. If you're a skilled person and you're using a cell phone, there's some distraction. You leave a wheel nut loose, leave a sump plug loose, and maybe kill the whole entire family. So it is imperative that while working, there is no cell phone usage during working hours.
Mr. Wood says he enjoys passing on the knowledge to his 6 employees and the trainees who get attachments with his workshop from the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic and skills training every year.
So Mr. Wood has been so impressed with my work so far that he's given me a little apprenticeship. So I might be with him for a little longer. Let's see if the magnet works. Aha, and I got it. And that has been it for Minding Your Business. We hope that you learned a little more about what exactly mechanics do. I'm Lisa Lord. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Minding Your Business, with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.